County and multiple corrections officers. The lawsuit is centered around a use of force incident that calls into question whether the officers' actions were justified.
News 4's Rob Petrie has the full story for News 4 Investigates. The following body cam footage was provided to us by the attorney representing Terrence Cash. And we want to warn you, you may find some of it disturbing.
Open your mouth or I'm going to break them teeth. Open your mouth.
Those are the words of a corrections officer at the Erie County Correctional Facility ordering inmate Terrence Cash to spit out suspected contraband, believed to have been passed through a kiss with his girlfriend at the end of a visit on the morning of January 9th, 2024. What followed was caught on body cam footage provided by Cash's attorney and detailed in a lawsuit that's been filed against Erie County and several COs with the sheriff's office.
Spit it out, dude. Everybody saw it. Spit it out.
At one point, Cash did open his mouth but would not lift up his tongue. According to the lawsuit, this led to one of the officers choking him and another physically prying his mouth open with a flashlight, resulting in a broken tooth that required oral surgery.
Open his mouth. Open it.
Come on, Terrence.
Open your
Open your mouth. Get rid of it.
Open it. Open it. Open it.
The sheriff's office is refuting the allegations in the lawsuit, issuing News 4 Investigates a statement that reads in part, quote, "The actions taken by staff were in line with policy and procedure." The statement then goes on to say, quote, "All staff involved in the incident were concerned for the safety and well-being of Cash and firmly believed that if he swallowed the suspected narcotics, he could overdose and die."
If it breaks, you can die.
Civil rights attorney Elliot Shields is representing Cash, who is now suing the officers for what they're calling cruel and unusual punishment.
Using a flashlight as a jack in someone's mouth is something that I have never seen in my almost 15 years of practice as an attorney. I think that it rises to the level of, under the Eighth Amendment, a cruel and unusual punishment. Even if somebody who is incarcerated has something that officers believe is dangerous in their mouth, they're not allowed to use force in a way that they know will lead to physical injuries.
Those injuries resulting in a bloody mess that could be seen splattered down the hallways of the correctional facility right here behind me. Now, some of the officers even had to wash Cash's blood off of them following the incident.
When you're trying to sit him down, I got it all over me.
Following the incident, one of the officers was ordered to stand guard of evidence that was dropped on the floor in a hallway, which at least one officer speculated could have been Cash's tooth.
I want you to step in my ambulance. Is that a tooth right there? No. Is that a tooth? No, I think it's a glove or a balloon.
The sheriff's office denies the claims that they were responsible for that, saying in part, quote, "Cash sustained small abrasions to his mouth. However, there is no medical evidence to support the accusations made by Cash regarding him sustaining a broken jaw or tooth." The sheriff's office statement then went on to say, quote, "Regarding the tooth in question, it should be known that Cash has refused treatment to have the tooth extracted due to gross decay throughout his period of incarceration, dating back to 2022. We showed that footage to Sekou Ma'at, a retired warden and corrections officer with decades of experience working with the federal prison system, to find out how situations like this should be handled and whether or not the officers' actions were justified.
It was one of the most difficult cases of excessive use of forces that I've seen throughout my career. I don't believe that it was warranted for that excessive use of force.
Ma'at says Cash should have been taken right to medical when it was suspected he had something in his mouth. Instead, almost 9 minutes elapsed before officers brought him there.
Take him to medical. He gets assessed. He or she gets assessed. Also, if they felt he swallowed something, they could have put him on the boss chair, x-rayed him.
And if that didn't provide results, Ma'at says the next step could have been a wait-and-see approach.
In the event that he did not produce anything, in the federal system, we have what we call dry cell, in which we place an inmate in a dry cell and we allow him to excrete whatever is in his mouth, and it will come out in his feces.
We also sat down with Jerome Wright, co-director of the New York State Jail's Justice Network, who reviewed that body cam footage and was appalled by what he saw. He spent decades behind bars and tells us having gone through something similar, it's something that sticks with you for the rest of your life.
You're traumatized, you're ruined for the rest of your life. It is unbelievable that we're doing this to people while they're handcuffed, where they have no way to resist.
And like Ma'at, Wright says there was no justification for what the officers did to Cash.
Let's say he did have something. There are many steps they could take. I've been in corrections a long time. They take you to the doo-doo room. They put you in isolation. They don't let you come out until you pass several tests of passing your bowels. There is no cause for beating somebody like that. There is no cause. There's no cause.
Cash was charged with unlawful possession and attempt to distribute contraband in the prison. His girlfriend was also charged with promoting prison contraband. All of those charges were dismissed.
There was no evidence that he ever had or ever attempted to distribute any contraband in the prison.
And you can get more details on what happened that day in this story up on our website, WIVB.com.